Good day and welcome to your favorite sport program on TV, Plus Sport. As usual, on this program, we will give you what all you need to know in the world of sport, but most especially things that are trending across the globe. Most times we do start with local news, international news that has to do with Nigeria or Africa. So today will be a continuation of that policy to let the world know what's going on in the world of sport in regards to Nigeria, in regards to Africa and the rest of the world. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. I'll be your guide in the next few minutes to tell you all what you need to know. First and foremost, you need to know how 20 teams are out and some teams are still, 16 teams are still remaining for the round of 16 at the Women's World Cup, because we have 3 Africans there, so we'll talk about that. From all there, will not go to basketball, where we'll talk about the Tigers. But joining me to talk about this is Tolu Owate. Tolu Owate is a sport administrator with many programs in regards to promoting sports in Africa. It's good to have you, Tolu.
Thank you so much. Good evening once again. It's good to be on the program. Thank you, Mudashiru.
You've been part of the program, especially on this discussion as regards to the 2023 Women's World Cup. Now, against all bookmakers' expectation, we have 3 Africans in that team. And surprisingly, they're already in the round of 16. So Zambia is the only team that is not, apart from the 4 teams that are there. Morocco is there. We have South Africa and not forgetting Nigeria. Tell us, do you expect these teams to be there?
Well, okay, so if I'm going to score myself, I'm going to score myself 2/3 right now, because at the beginning of before the competition started, I had hopes in the Falcons, and I had even more hopes in the Banyana of South Africa. I did not really give Morocco any chance. So I'm going to eat my words, and the Moroccans have humbled me. I did not give them any chance. For the Zambians, I felt they were going to play well, but I didn't give them a chance to move out of the group stages. So the surprise for me now is Morocco. They've done the unimaginable thing that I did not expect, but I'm proud of them. Their last 2 games were fantastic. After they beat Korea, who would have think that Morocco, after losing 6-0 in the first game, will be able to qualify? After they beat Korea, they had Colombia to play with. The Colombian team right now is very, very strong. Very strong. I was still doubting they were going to be able to beat Colombia. But for some reason, the god of football was on their side, as well as the fact that they were very disciplined and tactical at the back. They defended well. So, congratulations to the Atlas Lionesses of Morocco.
Yeah, before we
they are the only people that shocked me.
Yeah. Before we go further and let's take our mind back to what happened at the Men's World Cup. Morocco being the first African country to get to the semi-final of the World Cup. And that's going and affecting what they're doing right now. What do you think they're doing right in football in Morocco that's making them have both world, the men's teams and the women's team, doing exceedingly well? This is the first World Cup for the women, and in the round of 16. What do you think they're doing right in Morocco?
Well, in all fairness, this same question you're asking me, I asked myself yesterday. I said, what are the Moroccans doing differently now, right? Morocco has always been known to be a good footballing nation. They might not have that much history like the likes of Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, but they are above average. They're a very, very good nation when it comes to football and football development. What they've been doing right in the last 4 years, I think I need to do a research on that. I do not know. But whatever they are doing right, it's working for them.
Okay. Now you look at the team, Zambia also. Is there a shift? Even the fact that Zambia are out of the group stage, they are coming back home, they still have the first win in the first ever World Cup tournament. They defeated Costa Rica. Away from the Zambia, we saw what Morocco did. Do you think there's a shift, sort of? And you see the likes of Brazil out of the World Cup, Germany out of the World Cup. Is this World Cup a change of batting from the so-called footballing nation to the next emerging nations in football?
So when the female World Cup started in 1990, 1991, right? 1991. Okay. When the first edition took place in the 90s, it was not something very common and popular. It only had nations that were already good in male football and in men's football that were able to produce teams, apart from the USA. I mean, Nigeria produced. But as the years and the tournament started, as the years went down, the tournament started improving. People started having more awareness. In my secondary school, we didn't have a female school team, right? But right now, going back to that school, they have a female school team. So imagine when I was in secondary school, our ladies were not playing football. They were doing other sports, but they were not playing football. There was this stigma, unnecessary stigma that we used to hold on to in those days, say football now for ruffians. And, everybody always assumed that man na ruffian, which is not true. It's subject to, but now the world is opening up, especially conservative nations like Africa, South America. Everybody is now allowing the ladies to be more involved. So, and it's good. There is a shift. Some countries are getting better and they're improving. I watched an interview with Martha yesterday, and Martha said when she started football, she didn't have a role model. She didn't have somebody to look up to. She just loved football. Now, it's different from the ladies and the girls and the boys of nowadays. Now, the Nigerian girls can look up to Azizat, look up to Nadozie, Payne, and the rest of it. The Brazilians have Martha, So it's important for you to have role models to look, to inspire you. Now, I think that those early sets of ladies that took part in the early stages of the World Cup, for the women, have been able to inspire a lot of other girls to know that, yes, this is not a man's sport. There's actually nothing called a man's sport or a woman's sport, right? Yeah, some people might find it generally easier to take part in some sports because of some biological and some, but there's nothing like a man's sport or a woman. So I'm happy that female football, women football is becoming very much more loved and embraced by other countries. Take, for example, look at the lady from Morocco, right? I'm sure that in some years back, she probably would have been told she can never play football because she had to use the hijab.
Yeah.
I'm talking of Nohana, what's her name again?
Correct.
Now, the world is so liberal now that, okay, you want to play, come with your hijab, we go allow you, right? Those are the kind of things that encourage people to go into sports when there is no judgment. No judgment, no stigma, no bias. Right?
So, well said, well said. Now, a bit of focus on the teams that are playing. We have Nigeria playing against Lioness of England. If this is a team, a lot of people might say this might be the end of our journey, and I'm sure that we have South Africa playing against the Netherlands. I'm sure I'm correct about that. And the Morocco side also playing against the account in that order, against France in that order. So, what do you think? Do you think we are all going to crumble rather at this stage? Because it seems that this is a tougher test than we faced in the past in this same tournament.
It's not really a tougher test, right? If you are going to the World Cup, once you get to the round of 16, there is nobody that is as we go talking for Nigeria, no my person again, right? Once you get to the round of 16. Nigeria versus England. The English team is the fourth ranked team in the world, was the fourth ranked team in the world before the World Cup. The English team are the European champions, right? That team is good. They play beautiful football. But guess what? The current Nigerian team does not play beautiful football. We play purposeful football. They are different. Beautiful football, you are going to entertain the fans. You are going to entertain the crowd. When you finish playing the game and you lose, everybody will clap and say, they played well. That's not what we are interested in. We are in for business. This Nigerian team plays purposeful football. So if England comes with their beautiful football and we go with our purposeful football. I mean, I don't care about the beauty of the game. I care about us winning. I see us, we will be under pressure, just like we were in the last 3 games. The first half usually will be under pressure. What I've also noticed that Coach Randy Wondrum usually has a game plan. He tells the girls, soak up all the pressure in the first half. And he watches where he's going to deploy things. It's going to be tough. I see the game stretching. I don't know if this is patriotism or if this is me thinking logically, but I see the Falcons winning that game.
Okay, but let's still focus on the Falcons. It seems that we are not really set up with what we have. I mean, we are the only team in that group that did not defeat Ireland, Republic of Ireland. Every other team defeated Republic of Ireland. And we were unable to defeat Canada. And the only thing we could take out of that group was our win against our. Let me use. It was almost a draw, but we won that match. Let's put that. If you look deeply, and let's forget the. Let me don't use the word noise. The euphoria of the fact that we won against Australia. Let's put that aside, and let's critically look at. We did not win the game against Canada. We don't need to win, but we did not win. The games against Republic of Ireland, we want to win that game to be top of the log table so that we can avoid England, but we did not win it. So what we had was 2 points from 2 games, and we had 3 points from the game, unexpected win, because we never expected to win against Australia, but we did. Away from the game of Australia, do you think we can actually, where are we going to get our inspiration to face the Lioness of England?
So, some minutes ago, I said that we play purposeful football. We are not playing beautiful football. Who cares about beautiful football? Purposeful football, we want to win. If it means that we will play 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and we will win, let's win. Gone are the days. I don't want to see beautiful football. I want to see beautiful football, but not when Nigeria is playing. I want to see purposeful football when we are playing. Remember, if you recall, I told you that we need a draw, at least a draw in our first game against Canada. Then we will likely beat Australia. Then I also said, then after that, we will go and consolidate against Ireland. The Irish team is not a bad team. If you watch their games against Canada and Australia, they held their grounds. The football can be so cruel sometimes, right? They didn't deserve to have lost against Australia. You needed to avoid that game. So, and don't forget, if we go by FIFA ranking, we should not have beaten anybody in that group because we were ranked 40. Canada was ranked 7. Australia was ranked 11. Ireland was ranked, I think, 21 or 27. So by all standards, all the other teams are better than us on paper, but not on the field. So don't worry that we got 2 draws. See, let's look at it this way, right?
Okay.
We took 2. We deprived the other team of getting 3 points, of getting 3 points. Let's look at it that way. Okay. And our win against Australia, it was not a fluke. It was not a fluke. It was 2-1, 3-1. Not like it was 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. No, it was 3-1 before they now got the second goal in the added minutes of the game. So I agree with you. I know why you are saying this. We are not playing beautiful football. And see, Nigerians should not worry about beautiful football. We don't need beautiful football. We need purposeful football right now, right? Bayana perhaps plays the most beautiful football you can think of right now in the African teams.
Okay.
You need to watch their games. You will love it. It's entertaining. But I tell myself, right, I don't want the Falcons to play any entertaining game. I just want to win, right? Bayana almost lost out. Almost, even in the last game. They played very beautifully. But don't be beautiful, execute. Bring results. That's what we want.
Okay.
England can do all the beautiful game they like. We will play the purposeful game.
Okay. Now, which of these features, we Africans, we want this team to go to quarterfinal? History has been recorded already. The first time ever, we are going to have 3 African teams go to the round of 16. Superlative for the continent. But will history also be repeated, or recorded rather, not repeated? Will history also be recorded if we all qualify to the next round? Can you close your eyes and envisage that, or do you think it can be possible?
No, for this round of 16, anybody can beat anybody if you beat anybody. Anybody if you beat anybody. So, but France, Morocco. The French team is, if you know who the tactician of the French team is, you're going to be very careful about that team. It's the White Witch Doctor. Well, the second White Witch Doctor. The first White Witch Doctor was Philippe Troussier, who was once the coach of Nigeria many years ago. This Hervé Renard is the second White Witch Doctor. And why do they say that? Renard is very unassuming. You don't hear too much about him, but he's perhaps one of the most successful coaches in recent times. He won the African Cup of Nations for Zambia for the first time. Hervé Renard won the African Cup of Nations for Côte d'Ivoire for the second time. He took Morocco to the World Cup. Hervé Renard was in the men's World Cup in 2022. He took Saudi Arabia to the World Cup. Saudi Arabia defeated Argentina. In that game, nobody gave them chances. The same Hervé Renard, less than a year, is back at another World Cup, coaching the French national team. Think of it. It takes a coach to be that good for you to be getting your job back to back to back to back to back. Hervé Renard is a tactician. I will need the Moroccan coach to up his game on that day and his tactics. It's going to be tough. I wish Morocco all the best. I would love if they win.
So on this, your analysis, your opinion on the match, I'm sure people listening outside will think that's the end of the road for the Moroccan national women's team. What do you think can happen that they might take the day instead of the expected France women's national team that we all know on paper that the bookmaker may give the day? What do you think will happen if it goes the other way?
If Morocco scores first, the same way they scored against Colombia. If they score first, let's say somewhere around the 30th minutes of the game,
they can seal it up.
They are good defensively. So if they score first and the coach tries what he tried against Colombia again, it might be good for them.
Okay.
For Bayana against Netherlands, I need Bayana to score first and probably score the second. Tolu, they are not good at defending.
Tolu, it seems that, I don't know whether I'm right, but from being objective and what we have, we probably think that the South African pair with Netherlands seems on paper the easier out of the 3. It's your opinion?
No. If you follow the group stages, the Netherlands played a game against USA. Their second game was against USA. And if you also follow women football, in 2019, the final was between USA and Netherlands.
Okay.
So the Netherlands are not a pushover, and they've come with a very solid team. Against USA in the group stages, they scored first. That's perhaps the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that the US will be conceding a goal first in the group stages. Netherlands scored first, US struggled to equalize. So it's a tough game. Now, interestingly, Netherlands plays 3-5-2. Play 3. I don't know how they do it, but they always only have 3 defenders all the time. Then they will load up the midfield with 5 players. It's a strong team. Bayana is also strong. They are very fast and very quick. They're very, very quick with their feet, and they are very slicky. I am not too comfortable with their defense, right? Bayana scores a goal. The next thing is that somebody equalizes. I'm like, no, don't do this to us, right? Don't do this to us. Then their goalkeeper, Swart, I think Swart is the weakest link in the Bayana team. She doesn't. If that's the best goalkeeper they have, I hope she doesn't get injured, because I'm imagining that the next person after her will be disastrous. Swart is not commanding that penalty area as much as I will want. Yeah.
Okay. So now let me ask this. For a long time, but I just want to hear your opinion as an expert in this discussion. Do we have a leader role in this tournament? Because normally it should be Azizat Oshoala, in and out. She's not playing, so we are playing without a real focused leader, except if you want to put Azizat Oshoala as the leader of the pack. Probably she will, but she's not starting these games as expected. Are we known for such, that we don't have that leader role in the field? Or is there somebody that is doing that? And a lot of people are talking about Payne, how good she has been in the midfield, fantastic and all that. Who do you think is very difficult for you to mark out one person that is like a leader among the pack with the Super Falcons? Except if you just want to. But you, that you're an expert in this discussion, tell us your view about my own thought on these players.
Say leadership, they very different forms, right? Each section in that team, leader they there.
Okay.
You understand? In the defense, Ohale, Osinachi Ohale is a leader. As a footballer, when you have some people in your team, you can beat your chest, say, somebody they back. So she's leading from the back.
Okay.
Right? Now, in the midfield, another leader did here. You mentioned her name, Payne. Payne is quiet. She has a very quiet personality. But on the ball, she is not quiet. Right? Payne is not the person that you will notice easily unless you start focusing. She's not quiet. So that's another leader in the midfield. Now, when we come to attack, whether we like it or not, Asisat is still a leader. Right? It takes a leader to come off the bench and score a goal. Asisat had no business scoring that goal against Australia if she wasn't a leader.
Okay.
Right? An average striker that is just coming up will not put pressure on the defense to make them commit themselves. So that's part of the hallmarks of a leader. So that team, they get leader everywhere, from bench to the field. But let's not put too much pressure on Azizat. Let's also not forget that football is no longer hidden. Everybody knows everybody. Now, any coach that foolishly does not, I'm sorry for the use of word, does not decide to put our defenders on Azizat, saying that Azizat is no longer in form, I'm sorry for the coach. Azizat does not need one chance. She just needs half a chance against your team. We saw it against Australia. In fact, we saw it against Ireland. She almost did the same thing. The same thing. You make them commit themselves and you strike. I don't need Azizat to play 90 minutes. I just need Azizat to show me 10 minutes of brilliance. 10 minutes of brilliance and provide 2 goals. Then you go back and sit on the bench. You don't finish. Right? Okay. She's still a leader. She might not be doing our expectations are plenty. And the expectations are high.
Okay.
We need to manage our expectations. To the best of my knowledge, she has delivered so far.
Is that not?
But she can do better.
Yeah, okay.
But she's not doing badly.
Okay. Is there any update on Okpanose? It seems that we've not seen her play this game. Some are saying she has a knock. Some are saying that because we know that at that up front there's an Okpanose who will with the memories and what she has done in the past, we believe she can do better because you've not seen, no striker has scored in this tournament for us. Azita Doshola came from the bench.
Yeah, but she's a striker.
Uchenna, and Aziza, who is a striker that came from the bench. The lady, if Ijoma Onua,
Onumanu.
Yeah, she has not been able to live up to expectation because we want goals from her. Akwa, are we missing Akwa at this World Cup?
So, Akwa took a knock before the competition. I don't know the extent of the knock now, whether she has recovered. But football can be very cruel sometimes. What do I mean by cruel? It just takes one small thing which could just happen to you and you will lose your first team place, right? Let's take, for example, Alimatu Ayinde got a red card in WAFCON, so she missed our first game. Then Abiodun Deborah came in, and Deborah did fantastically well, but Deborah got another red card. Now, interestingly, Ayinde came back in our game against Australia, and she has been doing well since then. Now, if Deborah didn't get a red card in our first game, Ayinde might still be on the bench. Now, Ayinde is back, and she's doing well. Even when Deborah's suspension is over, it might be difficult for Deborah to still come back. Now, you see the dilemma of the coach. He has two good players that can play the defensive midfield role. So that's also what is happening to Okparanosey now. Then, thinking of the formation that we've been playing 4-2-3-1, right? With only one striker in front. And most of the time, the coach rotates it. It doesn't sit with one person. Sometimes it's going to be Ifeoma Onumonu. Then when Ifeoma drops back, it could be Asisat. If Asisat is on the field, it's usually Asisat. If Asisat is not on the field, it's going to be Ifeoma. Sometimes it's going to be this lady, Kanu. But so we Okparanosey, well, Okparanosey on a good day is somebody that can provide the magic. The question now is that, is she still the Okparanosey of those days on a good day? I do not know. I've not seen her played in a while now, so I really can't say. But I mean, coach, definitely the coach knows better. Then don't forget, we play with only one striker in front now. So maybe she will start and Asisat will be on the bench. I don't know. But let's see what the coach has for us.
So looking into the match, what do you think we should be expecting? I think it's going to be on Monday. And what should we be expecting from the game? Because this is not the league format has finished in the group stage. Let me use the group format. So it's a knockout stage right now. Win and go home, win and stay. Let me ask you, what do you think the Super Falcons should do more interesting? Because you've been getting your points and your expert opinion intact. So far, so good since we've started with you at the World Cup. And tell us, what do you expect? Is it going to be wrong if we say Okparanosey? Definitely not, but just want to hear your opinion. What's going to happen if Deborah, I think she's eligible to play, starts against Alimat, who has been impressive? And I think one of the problems for Vandy should be more players to choose from rather than qualities. So what do you think should come up in the games against Three Lions? And we've have James Race, the sister, this Chelsea player. The sister is also playing for Chelsea too, but she's
Who is that?
I've forgotten her first name. But this year has been the star player for England national team, and they are one of the best. We've analyzed them.
You are talking about the English team.
The English team. That we are
number 7, James.
James, yeah. So now,
yes.
Yeah. So now tell us, what should we do differently? Because if you ask a lot of Nigerians, some, apart from being patriotic, is put your mind where your money is. Who is bold enough that the Super Eagles can defeat the Three Lions of England?
Oh, you want to know who is bold enough?
Yeah, because on papers it has to be the Three Lions.
I am.
Okay. So tell us what we should be expecting differently. So,
as I said, I have Now, when I was a lot younger, I used to love beautiful football.
Okay.
But as one grows into this game and into anything in life, it's not the beauty that counts, it's the result. The Falcons have not played beautiful football. And when I say beautiful, the kind of beautiful football that everybody will say, game we ain't doing. I'm speaking Yoruba right now. For those that don't understand what that means, like that game sweet. That game sweet my belly. I don't want the game to sweet my belly. I want the game to be purposeful. So the Falcons play purposeful football now, right? I just need us not to concede in the first half, right? And if we do that, maybe one goal in the early hours of the second half, then we will now start playing the game in the middle. And once the game is being played in the middle, nobody is really going to make any impact.
Okay.
And the way our midfield is, forget it. When those two ladies and this number 10, Uchebi, Christy, and Alimatu or Abiodun, any one of them, when those two ladies are all doing the holding midfield job, I feel joy,
I'm sure all Nigerians, they can testify to the fact that they've been happy about this. But before I let you go on this, let's take our mind away from what's on the field and the issue of money issue. There's the Super Falcons that the FIFA is saying that they have to pay through. Initially, a lot of people were happy that they're going to pay these ladies into their pocket directly because of the bad, quote and unquote, bad reputation the NFF had with some other African federation, that they are going to pay the money. And that was brought about a lot of joy into us. But now it has been said that FIFA itself said they are going to pay through the federation. And the normal bonuses that the NFF should give to the ladies won't be given to them. So the money of FIFA, running in more than millions of dollars, is going to be given to the players. What's your own opinion on all these issues that have been sorted right now? Are you happy that the money will now go through the federation instead of going to the paper? Though FIFA has also said they are going to set up a monetary committee to ensure that even though the money goes through NFF, you're shaking your head, Tolu. You still have to go through. Tell us your opinion on this.
So I was shaking my head because now, and I'm not in support of what goes on in Nigeria the way we do some things. And at the same time, I felt that FIFA was a little too... the Secretary General of FIFA
Samoa
went to our dressing room, was speaking with our players, and started saying that money will be transferred to them directly. Yeah, it's good. When you work, you get your pay. But I felt she had no business in our dressing room to be saying that. You don't say that to our players, right? Yes, it will be good the girls get their money directly. If NFF has a reputation of not paying them, and I don't know much about what is causing that, but between you and me, it doesn't make sense for you to work and wait several months before you get paid. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Right?
Now, lastly, go on.
But maybe the NFF have some administrative issues. I don't know. But again, there's really no excuse they will give us. The way the money is structured, each country gets what we call appearance fee. And they send it to the federation. Depending on the stage that you get to in the competition, you get your appearance fee. Now, the FAs will now decide with their players what they will be paid based on the appearance fee they got from FIFA. Now, from what I can understand now, FIFA is saying, okay, your appearance fee, we are going to pay a certain amount directly to your players now, so you are not getting everything. And what this means is that I hope the players know that NFF will no longer be paying things like match bonuses, allowances, and the other things again. Have they taken time to look at that? See, it's There's a lot of logistics and admin that needs to be in place to
Okay,
be sure that we're all good.
lastly, before I let you go, before we go into basketball, but I'll let you go first before we talk about basketball, do you think now that the whole world knows that the whole world now knows what each player will have? The world knows about that, definitely. Do you think after paying it to NFF, do you expect the money to still go the same amount of money? Do you believe so much in the NFF that they'll still pay those girls that same amount of money? Or you won't be surprised if there's a short change somewhere along the line, even when the whole world knows this is the amount of money?
In all fairness, what I got from the story is that FIFA will pay the girls directly, except I'm mistaken.
There was an update on that.
Oh, really?
Yes,
okay,
which you have this our lady Aisha Falode coming to say that it has to be through NFF. But what I'm saying is that if NFF, if the FIFA at the end of the day, because there are two sides of the story right now, but the update is Aisha said that Aisha Falode said that it's going to go through NFF, and we have other reports saying that it's going to go through NFF. But the matter is that, do you think NFF will shortchange them when the whole world knows what they are to get?
So that's going to be an integrity issue, right? If FIFA have said that each player should get 5 naira, right? And they send it to UNFF, and you decide to give them 4 naira, that's going to be integrity issue.
And you decide to tell them we are giving them 4 naira because of 1 naira is for something.
I mean, if there has to be anything that will not make the money be intact the way FIFA has said it, it's not going to be a unilateral decision of the FA. They are going to sit with the representative of the players.
Okay.
Right? I don't think. See, our administrators might not be doing things the way we want it, but we are not as terrible as the world thinks we are. We are not there. We are not perfect. We could be annoying in some things, right? But it's going to be an integrity issue for them not to pay the players. If FIFA has said that you should pay them this certain amount.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tolu Owate, for your time as usual. Thank you very much for being part of today's program. I'm sure that in subsequent editions of our program, when we get to the round of 16, hopefully, you are so confident the 3 of them will go through. That's talking about South Africa, Nigeria, and Morocco. And 3 over 3, are you saying the 3-3 or 2 over 3?
I'm hopeful that the 3 of them should go through. I'm not, I won't say confident, I'm hopeful. But I'm confident that at least one will go through.
Why not 2?
Maybe 1.5.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Tolu Owate. Thank you for your time and for being part of today's program.
Thank you so much. It's always good being here. Hope to see you some other time.
Thank you very much.